for all things Halloween. This is Hauntformer, and welcome back to yet another Spirit Halloween sneak peek. I think you're getting the point. If you haven't followed along, I've been taking a look at every single Spirit Halloween prop and animatronic release for the 2019 Halloween season. Spirit Halloween being that seasonal Halloween store that opens in the corpse of your dead Toys R Us or Radio Shack. And the animatronic of today is the Collector. And the Collector is this Grim Reaper looking fellow who stands at 7 feet tall, and he's holding a sack, and you know it's his because he's pointing to it. And he moves back and forth, his eyes light up, he says spooky phrases, and his mouth opens and closes. He's selling currently for $250 on the Spirit Halloween website, and he seems to be very reminiscent of a few animatronics. Visually, he kind of reminds a lot of people of the Hanging Hellfiend. Similar with the voice, I guess, too, though it's a little bit deeper than Hellfiend's. And he also reminds a lot of people of the Nightmare Harvester of last year because of his size and kind of the way he is standing, except he is holding a sack and pointing to it, whereas Nightmare Harvester just kind of had his hands looking all creepy and stuff. So I'm going to jump into it. I left a comment on the video if you haven't seen it, and I'm not the biggest fan of this animatronic. I know a lot of people are, and, you know, more power to you for having an original opinion, because that's what we should have on the internet. But I am not a big fan of this guy. And there's a few reasons why. For starters, actually, let's talk about the pros for a second. The pro is the price isn't terrible for what you get. He has a lot of motion, he's quite tall, and he looks pretty interesting. So I can see the price tag costing around $250. That seems justified for the animatronic that you get. Like I said, the size and the phrases work well because he is a great introduction prop to a haunted house or Halloween display. He's not a scare prop. He is one that you would want out front of your house to draw people in. He will definitely draw a crowd if you have some spotlights on him. He is definitely a scene setter in and of himself, which I think is a plus when you're getting props like this. So the cons for me, at least, first start off with the fact that he is I guess people are calling it phrase prop. Props that talk for a long time and have spooky phrases. I've never been a big fan of those to begin with. I like either constant motion props or jump scare props, because to me, those animatronics get a startle and are more interesting than one that is just talking. If you walk by it while it's still saying its phrase and you missed it, you're not going to care about what he's saying. Plus, to me, the phrases for this guy sound very generic and not very scary. My ultimate thing is, and I've seen this as of recent, I prefer subtle scares. When something is supposed to look explicitly scary, it isn't as creepy as something that looks innocent but is twisted. I'll give you a good example. If you saw a scary clown with huge fangs and teeth, it could look scary, but is it as creepy as just an innocent-looking clown? Probably not. The innocent clown probably looks creepier because your mind doesn't know if it's a threat or not. When you see the scary clown, you immediately think, oh, teeth, this is a threat. Therefore, it doesn't have that creep factor that I like. I love the character of the Grim Reaper, and I love skeletons, if you know me. But this guy, it just seems like, to me, more of a cartoonish representation than it does a legit scary animatronic. Not to say that I don't think the motion's cool. I think the phrases are a tad weak, and they don't really fit the visuals of him. He's talking about demons and stuff, and he's a Grim Reaper, which could have some connection, but I feel like he should have more of, like, death phrases if I were to choose them. But regardless, I think I could see why people enjoy him. Personally, I don't. I will like to see him in stores to see just how big and grand he is, but overall, he's just not aimed at me, per se. But I want to hear your opinions on the collector in the comments down below. Oh, and before I go, I forgot kind of the one other nitpick that people have mentioned. His bag has, like, nothing in it. If they would have had a kid thrashing around on there, that would have been even creepier. But he just has a sack, so didn't really make a whole lot of sense there. But regardless, it's cool to see another Spirit Halloween animatronic that is above 6 foot tall. The 7 foot, the towering props are definitely more intimidating than the average Joe prop. So it's cool to see them, you know, getting higher in popularity. Thank you all for watching this Spirit Halloween sneak peek video. Hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for the next one because there's going to be some cool stuff coming your way very soon. Thank you for watching, and remember, for all things Halloween, this is Hauntformer.